G'day and welcome back to the channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. I am the Ginger Ninja and these are my Trashy Tuesday movie reviews. Now if you're new to my channel, thank you very much for tuning in, stopping by and checking it out. If you wouldn't mind, please do give this video a thumbs up, helps with that whole YouTube algorithm thing. And if you're new to the channel, might as well hit that subscribe button, be much appreciated. Now you're probably wondering what I mean by Trashy Tuesdays. Well, it's Tuesday here in Australia, and I'm looking at some of the trashiest films that I can find from the 70s, 80s, 90s, so forth. And trashy doesn't mean bad. Trashy is a way to describe a film that has a certain quality about it, usually a low budget film, and it's usually a horror film, let's be honest. But they can be a lot of fun. This week, I am finally finishing off the Slumber Party franchise with Slumber Party Massacre 3 from 1990. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of the film, I do want to say a big thank you to all my existing subscribers and my new ones as well. It's awesome. So I say it every week, but I truly mean it. Thank you so much for your continued support. Now, the film was directed by Sally Mattison. The film stars Keely Christian, Brittany Fry, Michael Harris, Hope Marie Carlton, Maria Ford, and many more. The plot. Jackie Cassidy and her friends are stalked by a serial killer while having a slumber party. Pretty straightforward and apt because it fits the title. So look, if you're a fan of cheesy 80s, early 90s slasher flicks, then Slumber Party Massacre 3 might be the exact kind of schlock that you're after. But it may not be exactly what you hope for. And I'll touch on that in a bit. As a third and final entry in the Slumber Party Massacre franchise, it follows the franchise's signature formula. You know, a group of young women gathering for a night of fun, only to be stalked by a psychotic killer. And, well, you know the drill. Sorry, had to throw that little joke in there. But look, while the first Slumber Party Massacre from 1982 was written as a satirical feminist take on slashers, and the second one, Slumber Party Massacre 2 from 1987, was a bizarre rock and roll infused fever dream with a musically inspired killer, and in my opinion, still one of the best in the series. Check out my video on that. I have done the first two ones and I really enjoyed them. So yeah, this film ditches the more self-aware elements and plays things pretty straight. Yeah, it's a basic by the numbers slasher. So let's see if we can drill down on what's good and what's not in Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Tuesday's never gonna plan. 80s horror in a blood of tan. VHS tapes come in like fan. Stop by 9 years, leads them through the night. Alien wars in a neon fight. Android streaming, caught in freaking light. Trashy Tuesdays, it's a pure delight.
Okay, so putting this out there now, spoiler alert. If you have not seen this film, there will be spoilers ahead. So do yourself a favor, go check it out, then come back and watch this review. Now let's look at the cast. So the cast, including Keely Christian as Jackie and Brittany Fry as our villain of the piece, they embrace the ridiculousness of the script, making it entertaining to watch even if it isn't particularly well written. And like most low budget slashers, the acting isn't exactly award worthy. You know, some performances are stiffer than a corpse and others, well, they go full soap opera melodrama. You know, Keely Christian as Jackie is a decent final girl. I'll give her that. Though she doesn't stand out much compared to other scream queens of the era. The supporting cast is full of stereotypical horror movie characters, so don't expect any deep character work. And unlike previous Slumber Party Massacre films, where the girls and even the killers had distinct personalities and a bit of charm, this group feels interchangeable and bland. So now on to the directing and the writing. So at first, the film plays around with red herrings, and there's an eerie guy who's all in black on the beach, and he's lurking near the girls, and he definitely looks very creepy. You know, he's just staring at them and whatnot. There's a suspicious and very creepy neighbor who is in the house when one of the girls gets home. And yeah, like the way he behaves, the way he looks, he's acting very creepy towards her. So yeah, even one of the girl's ex-boyfriends has an intensity about him which gives off, serial killer vibes. So it is good that they do set that up so you never quite know who the killer is. But then once the killer is revealed, the whole movie moves, it shifts in tone to a more aggressive, mean-spirited film. And that differentiates it from its predecessors. One of the main issues I noticed with the directing and cinematography, and this is right from the very start, was some very shaky camera work as it pans across the beach. Yeah, and that's mixed in with some really good steady camera work. There's also an issue with the film quality. A lot of the film it looks like it was shot with a high quality film, a newer film. But then there's some older quality, more dated, like, I don't know, it looks older quality film. Now, this is probably due to reshoots and whatnot, so I can understand that. They're on a limited budget, so they have to cut corners here and there. But those scenes really take you out of the film's flow. There are some very suspenseful moments in the film, particularly when the characters begin realizing that they're trapped with the killer. But then some of the written dialogue and the acting, as I mentioned previously, are so over the top that they actually provide some unintentional entertainment, and that takes away from the suspense. The absurdity of certain scenes, such as once a villain's revealed, such as his overly dramatic behavior, kind of does make for a good Bad Nights movie viewing. But that's about it. So now on to the effects. Now, the special effects are very minimal in this film, while some kills are poorly staged. Now, you will get a few memorable ones in here, but for the most part, they're not as wild or as gory as they could be. The signature weapon is a power drill. So you can expect plenty of drilling-related deaths, and some more effective than others, but overall, they're very minimal. The effects are practical, though a bit cheap, and with some of the kills that happen off screen, they're a major letdown for slasher fans. I do enjoy one of the first kills at the house that you see, where the guy is impaled with the for sale sign. So that is a standout. Other than that, it's very hit and miss. So now on to rewatchability, and look, the first two films are a lot of fun, but this one, not so much. It's got none of the charm of the original and none of the absolute craziness of the sequel. But it does play it straight and does okay as an outright slasher. But would I watch it again? Not when you compare it to the first two, I would. If you were doing it as a standalone, maybe. So, final verdict. And look, if you're a hardcore slasher fan, then Slumber Party Massacre 3 is worth a watch for completionist reasons. But it's definitely the weakest of the trilogy. If you go in expecting a cheesy, low-budget slasher with questionable acting and a few decent kills, you won't be disappointed. Just don't go in expecting anything groundbreaking or even particularly coherent. Overall, for a score, Slumber Party Massacre 3 gets a 4.5 out of 10. And there you have it. I've completed off the Slumber Party Massacre trilogy. 1, 2, and 3, all done. It was still a good movie to watch. I did enjoy it, but you're comparing it to Slumber Party Massacre 1 and 2, which are phenomenal films in their own right. They're a lot of fun to watch, and I really enjoyed the Driller-Killer from the sequel. It's a guitar drill. I mean, come on. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. It'd be much appreciated. And of course, if you've made it through my ranting about this film, please do hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that way you're notified every time I do release a new review. Got Trashy Tuesdays. We'll have another one out next week. Also got a couple of other reviews which are coming out. There's, what have I got? I've got, a couple of which are up. They're coming. I'll leave them as a surprise. But also Franchise Fridays. Now, we are getting towards the end of the Tremors franchise, so make sure you have a look at my community tab. I've put a couple of options up there. If you can't tell what they are, the first option is Underworld. The second one is Universal Soldier. So I'll be looking at one of those two franchises next. Which one it is, it's up to you. So thank you very much for watching. Have a great day.